Hello, this is Jcamera here, and today we'll be taking a look at the original Lego Batman 2007 7786 set called The Batcopter, The Chase for Scarecrow. Now, I know what you're thinking, wasn't I supposed to review this after I review Arkham Asylum and the Batcave? Well, yes, however, I got lucky again like I did with the Dragster, where I didn't get this on eBay and instead got lucky at a toy fair, and I found this, because I didn't find the other two. So this was next in line. I paid $140 for it. I will admit I've been robbed, but, well, not robbed, but I feel a little ripped off, but I'll get to that later. Here's the box. On top we got the minifigures. And no, it's not popped up like 2006, sadly. But here's the barcode when you scan it, the Bat logo. And then there's that, another shot of the vehicles. And then the back, easily the most interesting part, has the gimmicks and play features of the vehicles. An advertisement for Lego Batman the video game, a very nostalgic video game, even though I'm not much of a video game person. The accessory pack with the free batarangs, and I'll get to that later, and this is one of the things I feel like I've been robbed at, but and then the comic strip has Scarecrow gassing the city, then Batman coming down with the helicopter and gets him with a building and with him in his scythe. And there's the box. And here are the instructions. So, a decently large one. You get, like, the sorting of the bricks, and then, like, what's in each bag. And then you get the minifigures. And then you get these. Unlike 2006, 2007 is the first year that shows you the pieces, which I do actually prefer. I mean, even though I will admit it actually wasn't really hard for me building the other 4 sets I've reviewed, I will admit it wasn't that hard. It was actually quite easy for the Dragster. But it's probably not the easiest thing ever, but it does make it a little bit more babyish and simplified, but I don't really know entirely how I feel about how it originally was now that I'm thinking of it. I mean, I've sort of accepted it, but and then you get what's in bag 2. And it's just the helicopter that's in there. And then you get the pieces count, and then the win stuff. And then an advertisement for Lego Batman the video game. Now, there's no alternate builds because they ended them in 2006. Because Arkham Asylum doesn't actually have any. And they didn't do advertisements, which I wish they did at least advertise the Batcave and maybe Arkham Asylum, since that set was late 2006. But oh well, it's ancient history. Now, we shall take a look at the minifigures. So first up is Blue Suit Batman, which on camera might seem very similar to one in a Dragster, Batwing, and Batboat, but it's, the hands, underwear, superhero underwear as I call it, cape, and cowl are actually blue. I mean, because I'm filming this at night, it doesn't really come off well, but it has the big and chunky belt, which I actually don't really like, and the logo is a bit too big. It's based on a Dark Knight Returns suit, which I will admit I'm not really a fan of. Out of the Batmans of the original 4, this is definitely my least favorite of them. I mean, it's just that I'm not huge on Batman being blue, and I just don't like that torso much. Again, no back printing. This cape is the old cape. I usually replace them with the new ones. However, for this case, I didn't have any soft blue ones, so I had to use this. So I will have to take it off when showing it in the vehicle. Now, this is where I feel robbed, because I actually got the wrong Scarecrow minifigure, so I know it looks right on camera, and this is the correct version. Luckily for them, I actually got this beforehand. Yeah, but I am going to need a new one, because the hands are unbelievably loose. There's no back printing, and it uses the old hat piece with the Harry Potter sets in black, which is cool, and it has a glow-in-the-dark head. But before I get to that, there's not really much to it. There's not even much of a rope here. I mean, there's a little bit up there, but I prefer it when he's got like something hanging off him, as if he's been a dead body hanged. He does have a ropey belt though, but that's really my only true gripe with the minifig. And here's his face, which looks cool with the red eyes. Now, I actually haven't charged up, because you have to charge it up in this, like, out in the sun, because I actually haven't done that. Either that or I've just wasted it, but you get the basic idea. Now, Scarecrow was actually in Batman Begins, which was released a year before this theme kicked in, and perhaps the theme started because of the movie. It is possible, I think. And Scarecrow was one of 2 villains to be featured in it. The other villain, which is Ra's or Ra's al Ghul, isn't even in the theme. Personally, I'm not a big fan of Ra's al Ghul, but I would have liked to have seen him in the theme. I'm quite surprised he isn't in it, I will be honest. Not much to really say. He appears in the Arkham Asylum set. And the other Batman appears in a Bat-Tank set. So, sorry about that, people. I just forgot to get the red box, because it'll make it pop out more. So this is the other area that I felt a bit ripped off at, because these batarangs here, the ones that you can put on a Lego piece or whatever, and the handcuffs didn't come with it, which I'm extremely unhappy about. So I had to get the pieces from the previous sets I've reviewed in order to do it. Yeah, if I got the set before, say, the Batboat, yeah, I would be even more angry, but it comes with 2 of these, like most sets. There's the handcuffs, which also appear in most sets, and you get the 3 batarangs. 2 of them I actually didn't have the set, but thankfully I already had a gazillion billion of them, thanks to the modern sets, because thankfully they're still used today, so yeah. So I'm fine that they didn't come with them, because I had plenty anyway. And it comes with the Tommy gun and a handgun, which you can actually put in a Scarecrow vehicle, because even though you can do storage compartments in the Batman vehicles, you cannot do that with, well, you can with the Catwoman Cycle and the Killer Croc vehicle, but you can't with Two-Faces, and I don't think you can with Jokers. We can do the bombs and the card, but not the guns. And Two-Face's vehicle is the same, but this one can store the guns, but it can't store the scythe. Speaking of the scythe, here it is. Now, he did have one in the Arkham Asylum set, but that one was brick belt. This one is less Lego-like, I guess you can say, and it's all grey. Which, I think that this one is probably the better one, but because the other one appeared first, I have a more soft spot for it. There's a scythe, which isn't in the Lego Batman video game, but I wish it was, to play as. And it's a pretty unique weapon for Scarecrow. And the final accessory, if you can even count it as one, is these fear toxin bombs. You get these rocket-like things, and then these circle pieces, and then these dome pieces in sort of a neon green yellow. I always think it's more of a really light green with a hint of yellow, but some people call it just yellow. Yellow would be more like this to me, but and you're supposed to put the pumpkin in upside down, and it's sort of like a rocket, and the set comes with 2 of these also. So in case you lose one, you have that. And these pumpkin heads are actually exclusive in this set. So it's cool they have not 1, but 2 of these. If I get the camera to focus. It's got like a bat-shaped mouth with yellow in it with a bit of reddish orange. And it's got eyes, mostly yellow with a hint of a few red-orange lines. And it's got those holes up there. And as I said, now I actually have the pieces to make more of them. Well, except for the Scarecrow head, but besides that, I have them all. So what you're supposed to do is put the pumpkin inside of the dome upside down. And sort of have it balanced like that. And then you put the rest of it down. One moment. Like this here. Now let's start off with the Batcopter, because I think it's personally the lesser of the 2. Now, I'll start with the stuff I really like. I like the lights and you can rotate them, which is cool. I like these stickers with the fuel here. Now, when I first got this set, I thought it only had 1 and it was on this side of the vehicle, but it actually comes with 2 of them, which is cool. And I like that this cockpit here has sort of a targeted system. And this is actually the same cockpit used for the original Star Wars X-Wing and sets in Star Wars of the Rebel. Like, the Rebel Snowspeeder has it. There's also like bright lights here, like a green one there. No, a red one here and a green one there. It has 3 of these. That thing just fell. And you can also rotate this as if maybe it's been shot down. You can rotate that. It has 2 wheels back down, or it actually has 3, but the third one I barely even noticed. It's actually exactly the same wheel as the Dragster. And then the cannon, which is the modern one, which I'll show you in a second, flick fires like this, like in the Batmobile set. And I think the Batwing has it like that. The missile here is actually the new one. That I think originated sometime this year. I think it was this year, anyway. And it's a pretty easy thing to get in there. And then the yellow missiles, which really pop out, are flick fire. I don't really like them, and it's even worse here, because at least with the Dragster, it's a land one, so you can always point them up. You can't even really point them, so they're gonna fall out like this, and this is how helicopters go. However, something I didn't even know, and I don't think it's in a set, but the set did come with them for me, because it's used, are these Technic pins, so you can stop them, which have been pretty useful, and I've never made them come off, and I'm not going to. And then inside here, the cockpit is blue, which is a very unique color, but it blends with the suit of Batman. And it's got the same panel piece as the Batmobile and Batboat. and the storage component for batarangs is in there. Now, no, it doesn't fit in any handcuffs, just so you're wondering, unfortunately. Now that I've praised it, now I'm gonna bash it a bit. This cockpit here is incredibly loose, and yeah, it's not easy to put on. And this can get in the way of it, this here. And, this here is incredibly loose, it's only there for show, really, this thing here. I guess it's supposed to make this part of the Batcopter more black, I guess, because it's using, I think, a few grey pieces, and I still don't like that this is studded. I think the 2014 one does that much better with, like... It's hard to describe, but if you've seen the 2014 one, you know what I mean. And I wish it had, like, a rope thing or hook to hook up maybe other vehicles or Man-Bat, but Man-Bat's not in the theme, so I guess I shouldn't expect that. But maybe to hook the vehicles together to tow them, like this vehicle here, which I'll get to in a minute. And I feel like, yeah, I think those few things are the main things. I remember hating this vehicle when I first saw it, and it was actually my least favourite. I've actually grown on it quite a bit, because it can do quite a lot, and there's a good amount of things I like about the design. Even though I still have a few problems, I still do, but it's not as bad as I thought it was. It's no longer one of my least favourite vehicles. I actually think it's better than a dragster. Now, just like in the video game, I can have this alongside the Batwing with Batman in the Batwing and then Robin in the Batcopter. And now we get into the better of the two vehicles, the Scarecrow's biplane. And this is amazing. And it's got wheels under here, so even though it doesn't have anything under here, which I'm a little disappointed, and also, like the other one, it has a fuel thing, which they didn't have to do, but it gives this world more of a dimension. And it has a panel here for Scarecrow, well, for the vehicle anyway. You can make this move here. Now, underneath here, these pieces here are actually the Technic pins, the same one to pretty much prevent the missiles from flying out, which I thought it was a new piece, but no, it isn't. There's 4 missiles here to shoot, and it's made pretty obvious by the packaging and the video game. I mean, it's actually quite obvious if you really think about it, but... in here, these studs here are actually the same ones used for Two Faces coins. So I guess coins are used for it, if you really want to say that. This is a cool looking biplane, I must say. And it's a great color scheme. In here, you can actually store the guns in here. Like, you can put them there, so maybe they can hit at the back. So, yeah. Both the Tommy gun and handgun are like that. And over here, which is cool, get a Scarecrow face with some sort of string there. And it looks like it's been broken down, which is cool. And a cool thing is that it's on both sides, and they look like they parallel each other. Like, they really do, which is impressive. Now, I didn't do this stickering, somebody else did it, but they did it quite impressively. Except for the fear things in here, but... Speaking of which, there's them, which use exactly the same dome pieces, and they have, like, green things in there. And you can actually rotate them a little bit, but they're quite loose, actually. And here's what it looks like underneath. The final feature are the fear toxin bombs. You can put one in, and unlike the Jcamera where you can have both, because they're just heads, because they're bigger, you can't. But I guess it's a better thing, because down here, if you can move it, again, hard to do with just one hand, but if you pull it down, you can actually make it go down. Like that. So, yeah, if you put it up in place, it will stop them from flying out. The other fear toxin bomb, you have to connect to the other one, and yeah, they do it like this, and that's how it is. And then with the minifigures in here, they actually fit in pretty well. The scythe you can hold, but just barely. You can maybe make it catch Batman's cape in the wind or something. So yeah. For this, on the other hand, for Batman, you actually have to take off his cape if you don't want to ruin it. And with accessories put in, and Batman capeless, we can now put him in. Now, he can actually relax in there without his cape. Unlike the Scarecrow, and no, there's no studs to, like, secure him in, so that's a shame, but there you go. Scarecrow can't really lean back, unfortunately, but he still looks great in there. And yes, the cape can actually fit into the scythe, so you can maybe make it look like a cool, comic cover. So there you have it. There's my review of the Batcopter set. The rating will be up above. And since I went out of order for sets, I still wish that the Batcave was my next set, and I was reviewing that right now, but, ancient history, but maybe it will be my next set, even though I'm not sure what will be. For all I know, it could be the Robin and Penguin set in 2008. If not the Batcave, I would like it to be Arkham Asylum, but, yeah. So there's my review, and I'll see you all later. Peace.